Welcome to this postgame media edition of Talking Hoosier Baseball. Today is Monday, May 12th, 2025. Indiana needed only one hit, a Korbyn Dickerson moonshot to take an early 6-run lead on the Boilermakers on Mother's Day. Gilley shoved for a quality start, and Indiana strung hits together late to beat rival Purdue in run-rule walk-off fashion. Gilley, Dickerson, and head coach Jeff Mercer met with the media following the contest.
All right, I guess we'll start with Cole. So obviously quality start today. Can you talk about what was working for you?
I mean, everything felt good. Obviously, throwing on Friday was a big thing, was just bouncing back, making sure I felt good for today. Honestly, it was just making sure I commanded all. Really the cutter. I mean, the cutter is what I kind of pitch off of and kind of just going after that a little bit. And obviously just using the defense. I mean, Cooper made some great plays. Wilson made some great plays. I mean, when you're able to trust your defense like that, you can throw your best stuff in the zone almost every time.
Korbyn, I guess you kind of had to deal with the fact that they've often been walking Taylor to get to you. Kind of how do you work through that and then manage to be successful?
Yeah, I know it's always a possibility. So just being prepared even before his at-bat starts, because I know it could end just like that. So being prepared really, I think, is the best thing with that.
Just kind of walk us through the at-bat where you hit the home run.
Yeah, I knew he was going to come inside. He's a sidearm guy, so I knew he was going to try to get me in. I think there was one out, so he was probably looking for a double play ball. So I kind of had an idea where the pitch was going to be. Then he hung a slider, and I got my ace ring off of it. So.
Offensively, you guys found yourself with the bases loaded up a lot, and you capitalized enough to guys on that. Something that's been a struggle, I guess. How did that work well for you guys today?
Yeah, we had a really good plan today. We knew they were going to throw a lot of fastballs, and I think we did a better job of hitting those pitches hard in the zone early, and that showed with all the runs that we scored.
We'll talk about Cole Gilley. I mean, you've basically now got two honest-to-goodness quality starts this week. So what can you say about what your starters have done?
Yeah, we did, and I thought Grable was good yesterday too. And yeah, we've the last 2 weeks we've pitched it really well. I've been really proud of them. I'm pleased with them. And you get length out of those starters, and obviously it makes it a lot easier with the bullpen. And those guys are quintessential Indiana. That's what I told the team afterwards. Is Cole Gilley goes an inning on Friday as a tune-up, and then he comes out and gives you 6 today, and he's fighting for the ball in the 7th. Dustin had to go over and take the pitch com away from him. He's in there fighting him. I was over at third base, and I thought a wrestling match might break out. So it's just so nice to see kids that love Indiana and that love their teammates and that want to fight for Indiana and that want to win, and they're willing to go out and pour it all out for them. And it's a part of the team sport, and I know everybody around. We got questions yesterday about college sports and college whatever, and it's like there are still young men and young women out there that love their universities, want to represent them, and that are proud as hell of Indiana. And you look at what we got this weekend from our pitching staff. Ben Grable still, he's probably 14, 15 months off Tommy John at this point. What he's done this year is unheard of. Nobody does what he's done this year. Every weekend he goes out and pours it out for his team. It was really special. It was a really special performance from our pitching staff the last couple of weeks, and then certainly it makes it a lot easier on the rest of us to navigate when you can do that. But my hat's off to Kraft, and Seabold was great yesterday, and ADP comes in today in a huge situation, right? It's a 4-run game at the time, and they're in the middle of their lineup, and it's getting hairy. Executes a first pitch slider and then just keeps competing. His velo's up. He's commanding it. What a transformation of ADP over the course of this year to be his best when his team needed him. So I know I took that question and ran with it pretty far, but it was beautiful to see him become a team. And it doesn't matter when you get there; it matters that you get there. And now you got to carry it on. But you watch them the last couple of weeks become a really good team. It's what coaching is about.
You left the game yesterday with a sour taste in your mouth. Dickerson said today the game plan was a lot different. What was the message and the plan going into today?
Honestly, you're at a point in the season where there's not a whole lot, from me that they haven't heard, and sometimes less is more from me. And my meeting with them today was literally 30 seconds. It was like, it's Mother's Day, it's the rivalry game, you're on national television, and the tickets are sold out. My family could barely even get tickets today. This is what you play for, so let's go do it. The way they took BP today in the first round was palpable. The focus, the aggressiveness, the intent. And I walked away and I told BA, I said, man, this is the most ready to play that I've seen us maybe all year. And we left some runners on. We didn't execute great. Obviously, I was looking at Zach and finals week. We gave him 2 days off. We didn't do as many in offensive individuals. I was like, man, maybe we messed up. And then we opened it up, and then the hits came, right? And then later in the game, we were more prototypical of what we looked like offensively. But yeah, it was a different energy, and it has to come from within. I've always been a player-led coach. The great teams are always led by the players. You give them the guidelines, you give them the rules, you give them the standard, you teach them how to play. But it's got to come from within, and it's got to be a driving force with the guys on the team. Because eventually, you as a coach, you get drowned out. You talk too much, and nobody wants to listen. And it's the same thing with all dads and all moms. You just you can't over communicate, and so it was internal. They were really focused today. They wanted this badly, and I was very proud of them.
We talked a little bit yesterday about Jake Hanley and 2 at-bats making an adjustment. Yeah. He saw the same situation today where he was, less than 2 outs, runner on third, strikes out, and then comes up in the same situation after a pitching change and succeeds.
Yeah. Yesterday, he pulled off the slider. We talked about it. Guys pitched a hit and pulled off the slider, and then today he expanded on fastballs. Too much effort up. And was underneath it, and you go in and talk to him, and he's so coachable. It's like, hey man, we're gonna have to take the effort out and keep the ball on the line, and then it's immediate. He can adjust right away, and for a young guy that's so rare. Even the at bat that he walked, he hammered 2 balls down the line here, foul. You could tell he was trying to be out over the plate and trying to work. Now we gotta stop dodging hit by pitches, even though that ball did hit him in the foot. I'll take that. I heard that. It hit him in the foot. I realize they can't overturn it because they don't have enough evidence, but he takes a walk and then comes up in a big situation later and bangs one. So yeah, he's just so smart and adaptable. That's what makes him really special and unique.
Next up, Indiana travels to Cincinnati for their final midweek game on Tuesday at 6 p.m.